Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Avatar: Last Airbender. Book 3, Episode 8. Let's go. My coffee always cools down so fast.
Yeah, that's what happens when you sit around for half an hour before we work.
What are you doing? I'm making my own water.
I guarantee you the first draft of that was her peeing in the, was one of them having to go to the bathroom and then they'd have to explain piss bending. So they're like, what's a less weird version of that?
It came into the torchlight. The blade of wind fun was hot.
Halloween episode?
I think I like the man with the sword for a hand better. Why do summer parties must stink? No, wait, I've got one. And this is a true Southern Water Tribe story.
Friend of my cousin knew some guy that this happened to stories.
No, it happened to Mom. Snowstorm buried the whole village for weeks. A month later, Mom realized she hadn't seen her friend Nini since the storm. No one was home. Just a fire flickering in the fire. Mom stayed in the house. When she was alone, she heard a voice. It's so cold, and I can't get warm. Turned and saw Nini standing by the fire. She was blue, like she was frozen. When everyone came back, Nini was gone.
Where'd she go?
No one knows. Nini stands empty to this day. But sometimes people see smoke coming up from the chimney.
Freaky.
Oh, we are knocking out of the park with all the fucking Halloween time-ups.
I hear people under the mountain, and they're screaming.
Nice try.
I hear something. I'm really just jumpy from the ghost story. Now I'm getting scared.
Hello, children.
I love how they drew the trees with this.
My name is Hama. Shouldn't be out in the forest by yourselves at night.
I mean, you're the one by yourself.
Why don't you come back there for some spiced tea and warm bed? Yes, please.
Okay. Not suspicious at all.
Like the trees are all like
Thanks for letting us stay here tonight.
crooked and fucked up.
People have been disappearing in those woods you were camping. When the moon turns full, people walk in and they don't come out. Who wants more tea? Don't worry, you'll all be completely safe here.
Nice room.
It's a creaky house.
No, Momo, this place is creepy. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fall asleep.
Momo back on his little mat. Where's Momo?
Wakey, wakey, to go shopping.
That Mr. Yao seems to have a thing for you. Go back and see if he'll give us some free Komodo sausage.
Would have me use my feminine charms to take advantage of that poor man? Think you and I are going to...
Won't have any ash bananas till next week. Send the boy to Hingwa Island to get them, and it's a 2-day trip. Tomorrow's the full moon. Exactly. I can't lose another delivery boy in the woods.
People disappearing in the wood during full moons? This just reeks of spirit world shenanigans.
Find out what these people did to the environment to make the spirits mad.
And then you can sew up this little mystery lickety-split. Why don't you all take those things back to the inn?
It's an inn?
Errands. I'll be
Yeah, she had rooms. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I guess so.
This is a
They never said it,
mysterious
though,
little
so.
town you have here. Mysterious town for mysterious children.
All right.
She knows something. Or she's hiding something.
That's ridiculous. She's a nice woman who took us in. Kinda reminds me of Gran.
But what does she mean by that comment, mysterious children?
Maybe because she found 4 strange kids camping in the woods at night?
I love how Katara is like
Take a look around.
always the adult, but is just always getting duped by these
Yeah.
random people.
You can't just snoop around someone's house.
It'll be fine.
This is our house right now.
Home any minute. Gonna get us all in trouble. And this
There's
is
something
just
sketchy in here.
Okay, that's pretty creepy. She's got a hobby. There's something weird about that. Talk up, you
That's a little weird.
Your creepy locked attic.
An ordinary puppet-loving innkeeper, huh? Then why does she have a locked door up here?
keep people like you from snooping through her stuff.
We'll see. Empty except for a little chest.
Maybe it's treasure.
It's creepy.
Breaking into a private room.
You're gonna pick a lock with a sword?
Yeah.
That's not keeping very good care of your weapon.
We shouldn't be doing
there's a key here somewhere.
Oh, hand it over.
Hmm.
Come on, come on.
I don't know about this.
This is
This is
sketchy.
crazy. I'm leaving.
She runs back.
An old comb?
Looks
The last
very
thing I know
waterish.
from growing up in the Southern Water Tribe.
That's why they get along so well. Living in the Fire Nation.
How did you know?
I heard you talking around your campfire.
Oh, telling the story.
To surprise you, I bought all this food today's big Water Tribe dinner.
Hmm.
Of course, I can't get all the ingredients. Ocean kumquats are a lot like sea prunes if you stew them long enough.
Great. Felt a bond with you right away.
Hmm.
And I knew you were keeping a secret, so I guess we're both.
Oh, Appa. What are you doing, Momo? You take that whole thing?
I'd steer clear of the sea prunes. I thought they were ocean kumquat. Close enough.
Who was that?
So traumatized.
You're a waterbender. I've never met another waterbender from our tribe.
Because the Fire Nation wiped them all out. I was the last one.
So how did you end up out here?
Stolen from my home. It was over 60 years ago when the raid started.
Is that Gran Gran?
Maybe.
The guitar's hair style? Look how much nicer it was.
Yeah.
Like this, Sokka clearly tried his best to make the fucking watchtower again.
They came again and again, each time rounding up more of our waterbenders. We did our best to hold them
That's
off.
the one from the first episode. You remember that?
Dwindled as the raids
Where they went in there?
Yeah.
Finally, I too was captured. I was led away in chains.
Then how'd she,
The last
like, just get
waterbender
out?
of the Southern Water
That is
Tribe
Gran-Gran.
put us in terrible prisons here in the Fire Nation.
How did you get away? And why did you stay in the Fire Nation?
I'm sorry. It's too painful to talk about anymore.
We lost our mother in a raid.
Oh, you poor thing.
I can't tell you what it means to meet you. It's an honor.
I'd like to teach you what I know so you can carry on the Southern tradition.
That's so nice.
To learn about my heritage, it would mean everything to me.
Hmm.
South Pole. Waterbenders are totally at home surrounded by snow and ice.
Has she been killing
But
people
as
in the
you
woods then?
probably know,
When we were stranded in the desert, I felt like there was almost nothing I could do.
learn to control water wherever it exists.
It was my own sweat for waterbending.
That's very resourceful, Katara. Even pour water out of thin air. You've got to keep an open mind. There's water in places you never think about.
This has gotta be the nicest.
That's so cool, but also really menacing.
Yeah.
I don't see anything that would
Waterbending's pretty scary when you think about it.
The moon spirit just turned me.
The Moon Spirit is a gentle, loving lady. She rules the sky with compassion and lunar goodness.
Excuse me, sir. Can you tell us anything about the spirit that's been stealing people?
One man ever saw it and lived, and that's Old Man Ding.
Where does Old Man Ding live? These
Whoa.
flowers are beautiful.
They're called fire lilies. Only bloom a few weeks a year.
Oh God.
But they're one of my favorite things about living here.
Not spider
I feed
lilies.
them with the blood of my enemies. I mean, they're just here.
I met a waterbender who lived in a swamp and could control the vines by bending the water
You
inside.
can take it even further.
Whoa.
It's a shame about the lilies, though.
They're just flowers. When you're a waterbender in a strange land, you do what you must to survive. Tonight I'll teach you the ultimate technique of waterbending. Only be done during the full moon.
Should just
Bending is at its peak.
take the water out of
Isn't
people.
that dangerous? I thought people had been disappearing around here during the full moon.
Master waterbenders beneath a full moon? I don't think we have anything to worry about.
This lady is so creepy.
She's really powerful though. Like,
Yeah.
you can tell.
Old Man Ding?
God damn it.
Busy?
Same shit.
Moonrise. Why does everyone call me that? I'm not that old.
Get a good look at the spirit that took you?
Just felt something come over me.
like I was possessed. Forced me to start walking toward the mountain. Couldn't control my own limbs. It just about had me into a cave up there. Looked up at the moon, thought would be my last glimpse of light. But then the sun started to rise.
I love the organ.
Control of myself again. I just hightailed it away from that mountain as quick as I could.
Oh no! I did hear people
Okay, this is great.
The missing villagers must still be there.
Under the mountain. When she was like, they're under
Yeah.
the ground. Oh, Jesus.
I can hear them. They're this way.
Yeah, some creepy old waterbending lady locked us up in here.
For generations, it has blessed waterbenders with its glow.
Whoa.
Allowing us to do incredible things.
Hey,
I've
stop.
never felt more alive.
That's
She's
creepy
so
as shit.
creepy.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the cat
This
out.
is the place.
Get out of here.
I can't see anything. That's why you asked me. Let's go.
Oh my god! There's so many of them.
I didn't know that spirits made prisons like this.
It was a witch.
A witch!
She does look like a witch.
Old woman, but she controls people like some dark puppet master.
Hama. Yes, the innkeeper.
And why is she just locking these guys up?
I'll get these people out of here. You go.
You remember what happened to her?
Where she got locked up. Oh,
Cat owl.
I love
What
that.
I'm about discovered in that wretched Fire Nation prison. Always careful to keep any water away from us. Before giving us any water, they would bind our hands and feet so we couldn't bend. And yet each month I felt the full moon enriching me with its energy. I realized that where there is life, there is water. Rats that scurried across the floor before them,
Jesus.
skins filled with liquid.
So cute, but that's so sad.
Skins filled with liquid, she says.
Bloodbending.
Whoa.
Controlling water in another body, forcing your own will over theirs. Once I had mastered the rats, I was ready for the men.
This is insane.
And during the next full moon, walked free for the first time in decades. Once you perfect
That's
this
insane.
technique, you can control anything or anyone.
Reach inside someone and control them? I don't know if I want that kind of power.
Choice is not yours. The power exists. Your duty to use the gifts you've been given to win this war. They tried to wipe us out, our entire culture. Your mother understand what I'm talking about. Last waterbenders of the Southern Tribe. We have to fight these people whenever we can, with any means necessary.
It's you. You're the one who's making people disappear during the full moon.
They threw me in prison to rot. They deserve the same. You must carry on my work.
Oh my god.
I won't use bloodbending, and I won't allow you to keep terrorizing this town.
You should have learned the technique before you turned against me. I control every muscle, every vein in your body.
She's so creepy.
It's so
But
well
she's
animated.
So cool.
Yeah.
You're not the only one who draws power from the moon. My bending is more powerful than yours, Hama.
Oh my god.
It's so sick.
We know what you've been doing, Hama. Give up. You're outnumbered.
You've outnumbered yourself.
Oh god. Just disregards them.
I love how she's just shredding up the trees.
Yeah, this is so crazy.
That's what my brain has a mind of its own.
This feels weird.
I'm sorry, Anne. It's okay.
It's so crazy.
Don't hurt your friends. Don't let them hurt each other.
Whoa.
Be locked away forever.
My work is done. Congratulations, Katara. You're a bloodbender.
Bro, why are you outing her like that to all of these firebenders?
That's like the most hardcore episode.
That's actually insane how crazy that got.
Yeah, that's insane.
And they make her so creepy, but like at the same time, it's just like, yeah, like, you know. It's
pretty righteous.
It's just like, yeah, but then at the same time, she's just going after like random civilians.
Yeah.
You know, like if she was locking up Fire Nation, like officials,
or yeah, if she turned into like a vigilante or something.
Then I'd just be like, yeah, straight up, just go for it, you know. But when you're just like kidnapping, like shopkeepers and delivery boys,
yeah,
that's you know, that's a different thing here. And she's like so powerful and so cool, and it's just like it's disturbing when she like it's that nice like lush field of flowers, and then she just like wipes it out and is like, oh, there's water. I thought she was gonna be like, oh, there's like water in like the air, because like
she did that.
Yeah, but
right
then it's just like, oh, but actually we're gonna, you know, start just like taking it out of other stuff.
Yeah, I like that they brought back the swamp benders, and about how like that guy used the vines to make like a giant vine mech. Like,
yeah,
you know, it's interesting uses of water bending, and then the fact she can take it even further. Like she like this episode just evolves bending so much as like a power system, and this it kind of has like nothing specific about it, but like the way that things like expand, it's like felt through like the rest of even like Korra, like just the way that it goes from like the 4 elements to, I guess it kind of happened more with Toph, I guess.
Well,
like,
yeah, I was gonna say that it's very
each,
similar,
you know?
of like, okay, she can bend, like Toph gets put in that situation where she can bend metal, because like, and the whole time I was like, she should be able to bend metal because metal is like just distilled parts of the earth, essentially.
It's just interesting, I guess, to see the evolution of it.
Yeah, and then this is really cool too, because it does make sense. It's like water is all around it, like, you know, especially since the fact that firebenders can just like produce fire out of literally nothing.
Yeah.
That it's like, yeah, of course you should, you know, if you can be able to, like, you should be able to, you know, collect water out of there. If you can collect your own sweat,
Yeah.
you should be able to, you know,
Moisture in the air.
yeah, or moisture in the dirt. Like if it rained somewhat recently and it was, you know, the soil was like nice and moist. So, yeah, I think that's really cool. And then but then it's crazy because it's like, obviously this is like good things for Katara to know about, because
but it's like a perversion.
Like, yeah, it's like it's
up.
really messed up. But then again, it's like if you're in a situation like this lady was in, where you're trapped in a cage forever, and the only choice is to, you know, do that to get out. You know, it's like, you know.
Yeah, and I like how they, you know, it is fucked up, but it's a lot more like gray, you know, like, and it's fucked up that like there's no like happy spin on the end. It's like, oh, Katara, I guess it's like Katara leveled up as a bender, but like
at what cost?
At what cost?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's, and the fact that, you know, there's a lot of times in the show and in other shows, but in the show where the villain will like, but they've done this and they've done that and blah 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 blah, and then Aang's like, that's no excuse for blah 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 blah. That's like most of the episodes, but then to hear her like they just described it so well, and they kept it within the, because it's like, I wonder if they did get it. I wonder if this aired, because I'm pretty sure this is like the Halloween episode, like, or one of them. I think the next one might have a little bit of that flavor too, but it's kind of more silly. But with this one, it's like clearly the scary one. I wonder if they got a little more license to be a little bit more like, not even graphic, but just, I guess, graphic, like in the descriptions, but like violent, like actual imprisonment, and she's like manipulating the rats with their blood. Like, it's kind of, it's like subtly more gruesome than most other parts of the story. So I feel like they just did a really good job at communicating her suffering and everything, to the point where even when they're fighting, it's like, I mean, you know, it's like she all of her, it's like, you know, what if Aang, instead of, you know, running away, had to watch everybody get fucking killed and then imprisoned, you know, and then was in prison for 30 years or whatever. She said decades. I imagine that was more than 2.
Yeah.
At least 2 decades, 20 plus years imprisoned in a Fire Nation dry ass prison.
Yeah.
Where like you're bound just to even drink. You know, how like it just shows what could happen to people. Like, you know, it could just as easily have been Katara. Like they set her up as a really big parallel to Katara for a reason, you know. And they share a lot of similar trauma because Katara's mom died from a Fire Nation raid, and I don't know, they really set it up really well to make you sympathetic, even if you don't feel like she should be free or something. Like, she's clearly fucked up and she's doing something really bad. It's like,
yeah,
you really do feel like she might have a point.
Yeah.
You know, even if what she's doing is obviously misguided. It's like her. You know, it's very. I feel like they did a better job of communicating that this episode.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a big part of why this episode is so beloved from people.
Yeah, and with her whole like drive to teach Katara that as well, it's just like, she wants Katara to like learn what she learned by getting tortured essentially for 20 years. But then if Katara can learn that, like, not through that way, then she could actually apply it instead of being super old and, like, the only thing that she can do is, you know, attack civilians, which is not good. But she's, like, so creepy, and I feel like they just did such a good job of, like, making her, like, genuinely very menacing, but at the same time, like, you feel bad for her and you completely understand, like, you know, how she was put in the position to, you know, develop that technique and, you know, view it as like a, you know, just sort of a, you know, it's kind of messed up, but you got to do what you got to do, you know?
Yeah. Speaking of like developing that technique, it feel like their fight and like just the way, a little bit of the way it was animated and also just the dialogue during the fight felt like so authentically anime. Like a lot of times it feels like they're trying to emulate anime, but like, or at least paying homage to it, or in some cases like actually like trying to get that same feel. And I feel like sometimes it comes off like a Western show trying to be an anime. But in this one, it really like it felt authentically like that's the kind of shit that they actually say in like in like anime, where it's just like your I've seen through your technique, it won't work on me anymore, or some whatever she said is like just the manner of speech is so good.
It was such a cool fight, like with them like getting the water out of the grass and out of the trees.
Yeah,
like,
and I like
so
that.
cool.
Like the turn in the fight when they start fighting and then Katara's taking the water out of like the grass. It's like it's like this encroachment. She's like slowly accepting this way of doing things. Like she takes it through from the air, I think, first, and then Hama takes it from the trees, and then Katara eventually starts taking from the grass and from the trees and doing all this stuff. So it's like she had pause when there was the flower field incident, and she was taking it from the flower field, or Hama was taking it from the flower field. She was like, oh, that's kind of fucked up. But when push came to shove, now that she knew that, she like immediately used that, which is, so it's kind of this like tiptoe step towards bloodbending. She's like following in her footsteps throughout the fight, piece by piece. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. This episode was really, really good. This was an awesome episode.
Dub. One of the best episodes, I think. Probably top 3 episodes.
It was like, just everything about it was so good. I loved it.
Leave a like and subscribe. See you next one, person.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.